Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on boxing. So I see some people are a little in their feelings because Charlo is now ranked at 168 pounds. And if people wanted to be honest, completely honest, this is exactly what they were just defending Errol Spence for. If you're defending Errol Spence for getting a world title fight, coming off of a knockout loss, and being ranked in another weight division you just moved up in, even though you've never fought in that weight class and haven't fought for 18 months, then I don't think you should be too upset with Charlo being ranked after he's been moved up one weight division and hasn't fought in quite a while as well. The similarities are exactly the same. The funny thing is the energy is different, right? People are happy with Spence to get an opportunity. They would have been even happier if it would have cost Bud Crawford an opportunity. But they're not upset, they're not okay with Charlo getting it. Why? Because, well, it's Canelo Alvarez, right? The difference here is that people that are PBC fanboys, they don't want to hold the PBC accountable because this is a scenario where the PBC does what they always do. They got fighters that they have that have name recognition but don't deserve world title fights because they haven't did anything recently, moving up in rankings so that they're paying off their sanctioning bodies to put them in position to get these fights. Also, the PBC could push more pay-per-view as they consistently have been doing of recent. But yet, PBC and Al Heyman are going to get a pass. And this is all going to come down to Canelo Alvarez because it's all about Canelo Alvarez. But that's the funny thing, because these guys feel that Spence can beat Funduro, and because he can beat Funduro, they're pushing for it. They're happy about it. They want Spence to redeem himself, right? Whereas Charlo, they don't think Charlo can beat Canelo, right? And these are the same guys that for years and years and years pushed Charlo, acting like all of a sudden he was the best fighter, he would dominate and destroy Canelo, he would expose him. Now that the possibility of him getting a fight is there, they really don't feel very confident. And because they don't feel confident, now they have to, of course, shit on Canelo Alvarez for making a fight, which isn't what they're doing for Funduro, right? Funduro's fighting a guy literally who's been out of the sport for 18 months and just got his ass beat. Charlo has never been knocked out. Charlo has never lost, right? Charlo's inactivity had more to do with Charlo. It didn't have anything to do with him and the sport, right? This is not a guy who had just got dominated, for a world title. This is a guy who hasn't been active more because of his personal life, right? So it's kind of funny how these two situations mirror one another. But of course, the energy is completely different. And for me, I'm not happy to see Funduro fight Spence on PBC pay-per-view because that shit ain't a pay-per-view fight. Based on the circumstances and everything else, it's not a fight anybody wants except Errol Spence fans. And I'm not excited about Canelo fighting Charlo because that's not a fight anybody wants either. Unless, of course, you're a PBC fan and then maybe you're going to push for it. Or, of course, if you're a Canelo Alvarez hater, and then you'll use it to consistently do what you always do, which is shit on whoever Canelo Alvarez fights. Yet the one consistent thing in both of these fights is the PBC and Al Heyman.